Hello and welcome back to Stronghold Kingdoms tutorials. Today we're going to talk about scouting. Okay, so let's enter the game and let's first go to the research tab. Okay, and then go to the military tab. Scroll down until you see scouts. And the first one here that I have highlighted is the number of scouts that you'll have. Now this is fine as a minimum, and once you research these you'll get +1 scouts for each research. Now after that, if you have extra points or extra time to go into research, you can do Horsemanship, which will for each research increase the amount of speed. So that'll be the duration of the scouting trip from the point which you launch to the point that you're scouting and back. Then next there is Foraging, and this, when you're scouting for resources, this will allow you to grab more resources from a resource stash. Okay, so you need at least 1 scout in order to scout something. Now I have 2 researches, which means I have 2 scouts available. This down here is noting that the next research will give me a maximum of 3 scouts. Now let's get some scouts. Let's first go over to our village tab, and then we get the second list of tabs right below. Let's click on the one with the horse, and it says click to make units. Okay. Now here you will have your units, and if they're not shaded out, that means that they're available. So you can buy these units and they cost gold, and you shouldn't worry too much about gold because gold is only used to buy units and buy armies. Now I have 2 of 2 scouts. I'll disband these so that you can see how we purchase them. So in order to disband, you will click on the 2 of 2 icon and then drag your slider to the amount of scouts that you want to disband. I'm going to disband 2. Okay, so now you can see that we have 0 of 2 scouts. Let's now purchase the scouts. And as you can see, we cannot purchase any scouts. If we could click on these icons and they would be purchased. But we have 0, and that means that we have 0 villagers available to purchase those scouts. So let's go back to the village tab and free some of our villagers so that we can turn them into scouts. Okay, so now at the village tab you can see up by the bed we have 16 villagers out of 20. And then to the right of that, we have the head icon, and that is displaying 0. This means that we have 0 peasants that are not doing anything, or 0 peasants available for our use. In order to free some peasants up so that we can make scouts, we're going to have to turn off something. Let's turn off the woodcutters' huts. Okay, so we're gonna highlight one of the woodcutter huts and we're gonna say turn all off. Okay, that will turn off all of the type of building that you highlighted. Now that we have turned off some of the buildings, we now can see that we have 7 peasants that are unemployed. So we can use them to turn them into units, either for armies or scouts. Let's go back to the scouts tab now. And as you can see, we have the option to make scouts. We have 7 peasants available, which we know from the previous screen. And we can only make a maximum of 2 scouts. So the maximum number here at the right end of the icon is going to be that maximum amount of units that are available for that specific job. So let's make 1 scout. Alright, you can see it automatically came up to the top here, added 1 scout, and now we have 1 of 2. Now let's add the rest of the scouts. Okay, so now we have 2 of 2 scouts again. Okay, let's turn back on our resources. We don't want to forget to do that, otherwise we won't be making any of that resource in which we turned off the buildings for. Now, let's scout something. Let's go to the map tab, and we can scout players, we can scout enemy AI, which are listed here in red. We can scout resource stashes. Resource stashes that haven't been scouted or that haven't been uncovered are shown as a present. And you can see this is a resource stash. For the holiday, I believe this is the icon. And then when it goes back to the normal mode, these uncovered resource stashes will be shown as a bag. Now there is one other thing that you can scout, and that is these treasure castles, which are the gold castles. And we'll get into those at a later time. Okay, and let's finish up by sending out a scout. Now we want to click on whatever it is we want to scout. We will be presented with the top right portion here, which tells us what we're scouting, and then we get the horse icon. Click on the horse icon, select the amount of scouts that you want to send, and then hit the go button. Here is the time, and this will show you how much of that resource that you're going to bring back. Now, if you're doing a quest, you may want to send 1 scout at a time, because the quest may depend on the amount of scouting missions that you actually launch. So doing 1 at a time may count for 2, but if you send 2 at once, that may be only counted as 1 mission. Okay, and our guy is on his way to bring us back some resources. Thank you for watching. Please remember to comment below, rate this video, and subscribe for more content.